Cheating in baseball. It is a mindset and a culture that cannot be replaced. It is one of the things that makes baseball the way it is. If you ain't cheating, you ain't trying. And this is how kids have been brought up through the sport since its founding. From Little League to the pros, everyone is always trying to gain a competitive advantage. In the late 1990s, cheating in baseball was at its all-time high, and at its most entertaining with players like Mark McGwire and Sammy Sosa racing to break the single-season home run record of 61. Those two players were on performance-enhancing drugs. A man in San Francisco was putting up legendary numbers as well, but he wasn't getting any recognition. Barry Bonds was a three-time MVP prior to the 1998 season, winning 2 with the Pittsburgh Pirates and 1 with the San Francisco Giants. Allegedly, in 1998, Bonds received what he thought was flaxseed oil and arthritis cream, but was actually a type of PED. From 1998 on, Bonds would win 4 more MVPs and break multiple records, including Mark McGwire's home run record set at 70 3 years prior. He would also break Hank Aaron's record of 755 career home runs. Despite all of these accomplishments, Bonds is not enshrined in Cooperstown due to that accidental mistake in 1998. Despite the fact that longtime designated hitter and beloved Bostonian David Ortiz was inducted in the summer of 2022, while having a positive steroid test on his record. Ortiz's stats do not compare with Bonds. In fact, they aren't even in the same stratosphere. Bonds hit over 200 more home runs than Ortiz, got on base 6% more, and stole bases. He also fielded his position, where Ortiz was just a hitter. Ortiz is a better person than Bonds, but the Hall of Fame is a museum and should be treated as such. It should be based on your playing career and not your problems with media individuals. Roger Clemens' situation is less controversial than Bonds. Clemens never tested positive and never admitted to doing PEDs. He even went to court where he was found innocent of all charges brought against him. There's no reason why he should not be in the Hall of Fame. ESPN writer Jeff Passan says that it is a failure by the Hall of Fame if these two are not elected. Clemens is a 7-time Cy Young Award winner, which is given to the best pitcher in their respective leagues. That is the most all time. If you compare him to Randy Johnson, a 5-time Cy Young Award winner, arguably the best left-handed pitcher of all time, Clemens wins in accolades, ERA, and Triple Crowns. Clemens also has over 4,000 strikeouts, with ranks 3rd all-time, and a career WAR of 139.2, which puts him 3rd all-time among pitchers. Another way of looking at this time period of baseball is what went on leading up to it. A union strike ended the 1994 season without the World Series being played. Then Commissioner Bud Selig knew baseball had to bounce back in a big way. Even if it was blatantly obvious that someone was doing steroids like Sammy Sosa or Mark McGwire, Selig turned a blind eye because baseball was all over the news. The now-known steroid era was then known as the juiced ball era. The home run race and people like Barry Bonds and Roger Clemens saved baseball. Skip Bayless, who covered the Giants during Bonds' tremendous run, had this to say about Bonds' Hall of Fame chances.
Should Bonds be in?
Barry Bonds should have been in the Hall of Fame at his first opportunity. And allow me to start this, even though you are a Hall of Fame voter, because I did cover Barry Bonds for 3 years in the Bay Area.
There was nothing more magical. Didn't you go to the ballpark almost every night?
Every night. I went on the road with them through all the home run chase.
You did.
Those are some of the greatest moments of my career because I've never seen anything quite like that.
Bonds had an immortal stature. It seemed as though he wasn't human with what he was doing on the baseball field. With swings like this.
Ripped into right field. It's a one-run game as Bonds gets his second of the series. You could see Salmon saying in the dugout, that's the furthest ball I've ever seen hit.
And this.
Deals. And Bonds hits one high. Hits it deep. It is out of here. 756. Bonds stands alone.
He seemed like he was on a different level than all the other players in baseball and seemingly needed to be placed in his own professional league. You cannot deny the statistics and accolades that these players produce. And the MLB reaped the benefits in the early 2000s, but now they want to exclude these two from immortality. You can't have it both ways. The point of the Baseball Hall of Fame is to tell the history of baseball. You cannot do that without including these two players in that story. They are two of the greatest to ever play. And with David Ortiz being elected recently, the Hall of Fame is losing its credibility. You either put them all in or none of them in, but you can't deny greatness.